So 2 offensive linemen transferred out of Jackson State. Let me tell you why there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And let me give you an example. 2 more extra scholarships. Oh, this is about to get interesting. What's good, everyone? This is DJ's Raw and Cut Truth, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. And you've all heard, you looked at all the videos today about Javonte Gardner and Charles Armstrong going to the transfer portal. The question is, how did they not get playing time? See, we're not there. We don't know what's going on. We don't know why they didn't get playing time. But the only guess is, if you listen to Coach Prime, he always talks about, if you do not practice well, you're not going to play. He don't care what star you have. He don't care about the previous accolades. He's going to keep it fair with practice. Those 2 young men, they didn't see the field. And Javonte Gardner was a former Florida commit, 3-star that is. Armstrong was a 3-star commit. I don't know what's in their minds, but I can only assume, and I hope you don't take this wrong that's listening, when these D1 players, the FBS players, when they commit to a HBCU, they think they're doing them a favor. I'm committing to a HBCU, so you should thank me. This is the mentality. And luckily, there's a coach in Coach Prime that's trying to change that mentality. No matter what school you go to, you got to put in work. Now, I'm hearing rumors, I can't confirm it. These were probably the 2 players that were missing practices. Now, if you're a JSU fan that's on top of the organization, you know what's going down, let me know in the comment section. But that's what I've been hearing. Also, there was another player that left early and missed the practice before Thanksgiving break. One of those 2 players. So let me state the positive. I hope they find another home. I hope they do well. See, I root for young men that are athletes trying to make a name for themselves. I root for them. And it's nothing personal. It just wasn't a fit. But I got to be honest, if you can't play for Coach Prime, there's not too many coaches you can play for, especially in D1. I mean, Coach Prime is just pretty much doing what any standard FBS coach does. Don't miss practices. Don't miss meetings. Be attentive in meetings. Listen in the film room. Coach Prime comes from a pro background, and that's what he experienced. So he expects his players to do the same thing, even though it's college. But if you want to go to the NFL, that's what the NFL is like. You miss a practice, you better not be late to a practice in the NFL. They'll cut you. And if you're really good at football, they'll suspend you. That's how the NFL is. Another bright spot that opens up 2 scholarships. Now, Coach Prime, if you listen to his interviews, press conferences, when he's talking about next season, or he has to wait till after the season because they about to get some dogs. I have a great feeling that Coach Prime is going to surround Jsu'S Sanders in his offense with veteran offensive linemen who are big, who are strong, and have experience, especially in pass blocking. And he will also get guards who can run block. When you're an offensive line, you got to have that thump. You got to intimidate guys to let them know that if you're in my area, it's not going to be a good day. And that was the problem with JSU's O-line. They didn't strike fear on the opposing teams. No matter what you say about Southern's O-line did that in the SWAC. Those some big boys. And I hope Southern finds the right head coach. And even though this is a video about Jackson State, Southern fans, Southern alumni, I'm telling you, get Ed Reed. Get Ed Reed. Because his connections, not only that, his defensive mind, he will be running the same scheme as Dennis Thurman. Remember, as a defensive back assistant coach, Ed Reed was under the tutelage of Rex Ryan. So he's going to run that Rex Ryan defense. That's what Jackson State runs. But let me digress. This is a positive. This is the reality of today's football, college football. There's going to be players that transfer out. But it's not about the players that leave. It's about the players that buy in. Let me repeat that. It's not about the players that leave. It's about the players that buy in. And as long as Jackson State gets players who want to be a part of change, who wants to represent Jackson State University, that's all that matters. The most important part is to keep Jsu'S Sanders upright. The offensive pass protection at times was so bad that if the whole starting line, O-line, transferred, I wouldn't even trip. I've talked to fellow Jackson State fans, people who are real fans, not us who, we admire what Jackson State is doing. Let's keep it real. But I'm talking about the people from Jackson. They hit me up on DMs. They watch my show. They've told me that they're not worried about these two transfers. Like, they're just laughing. They're like, man, the pass blocking was so bad. Well, the overall blocking was so terrible that they're like, okay, we'll just go in the transfer portal or get some high schoolers and fix it. Now, before I leave, college coaches, the transfer portal is a good tool. Don't get me wrong. But it will not solve all your problems. I see a lot of talented high school players who need offers that can help your team, that are battle tested, that are not pampered. Please take a look at them. Actually scout. Because what the transfer portal is doing is making it for coaches to be lazy in looking at film. They're being lazy. They're like, oh, I just go in the transfer portal. I don't need to look at a high school tape. This is the mentality these coaches are doing. Not all, but some, a lot of them. To the class of 2022, if you're an athlete not signed, stay prayed up. Look at your options. When you get an offer, be appreciative. Because it's tough out there, man. It's very tough. I talked to my brother. He was a D1 player a couple years ago. I was like, man, can you believe how tough it is for a high school player to get an offer now? I'm so glad that wasn't around when he was playing. Oh man, it was tough. It was tough, man. So, college coaches, man, the talent is there. You just gotta look at the film. But this is DJ's Raw Uncut Truth, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. Stay blessed. Shout out to all the SWAC content creators, SWAC Buzz, Tomorrow Leader Sports Network, the CFL Podcast, Cut Day Sports, SWAC TV, and you name it. Many more. And I'm out.